everybody, it is day 3. Let's see what we have inside. Oh, we've got a pattern and we've got a button cover kit. Woo, we're going to teach you how to make the buttoned up charm pillow. So let me show you how to make the buttoned up charm pillow. Yesterday you got a charm pack just like this. Be sure you save these because there's several projects in here that we're going to make out of these. But for this one, we are going to make a pillow that is made out of charms like this. It's going to be sewn together in a grid that is 4 by 4. So just 4 by 4 charms. And this is our end product right here. Now, how did we get all those charms on point? Well, let me just show you. So what we're going to do is we have our grid sewn together like this, 4 in a row, 4 rows, and just put them however you want. Then you're going to fold it in half like this. Now, you may have seen Misty do this before. This is her pattern, and I just love it. It's the quickest, easiest pillow ever with so much pizzazz. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the sewing machine, and we're going to sew right down the sides, just straight down the sides. And you can make this with any size square. Your grid just has to be square. So if you do it 6 by 6 or, whatever it is you want to do it. Misty did a little tiny one, 2.5-inch squares, and made a little tiny pillow pin cushion. But what we're going to do is we're going to sew this together just on the sides. Like that. And then we're going to sew this side as well, right down the side. I'm going to match up my little charm pack seams in the middle. And then we're going to turn it right side out. Just let me grab a hold of this. All right. We're going to turn this right side up. Just go ahead and push that point out with your finger, that little corner. And then, but wait, there's more. What we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to pull it this way, like this. And look at that. Just like that, you get this pillow. So you're going to stuff it. You're going to actually, before we do this, what you want to do before we fold it is actually sew this up and just leave a little opening here to turn it so you don't have to sew it all the way across by hand. Then you're going to flip it out here and you're going to have it pull these 2 parts this way. And then you're going to have, let me make this right here, and then you'll have a little space here left that you're just going to stitch down once you stuff it full of fluff. Once it's stuffed full of fluff, it's going to look like this. And you can see right here, this little part's been hand stitched down right here. Actually, you can't really see it because that hand stitching is really good. Anyway, then what we're going to do, what we included in here is a button cover kit. Now, I don't know if you've ever covered buttons. These were really big when I was growing up. Everything we made had covered buttons on them, and they're just so enjoyable. And so what we're going to do is we're going to open this up. Now, the directions for this are on the back, so you do not have to remember anything that I'm saying because you'll be able to do this on the back. So you'll have 2 backs, 2 fronts, this little soft plastic mold that you put it in, and this is like the little pusher. It probably has a real name. I'm not sure what it's called. Let me see. It probably says right on here. Pusher! Look at that! Anyway, so then on here you can see, on the package you can see very lightly there is an outline of a circle, and that's the size of fabric that you're going to need for your circle button. So let me show you what I do. So you can cut out the circle early, but what I tend to do is I tend to put my fabric over here, and then I'm going to push this in here like this. And I'm going to look to see how it looks in here to make sure it's all flat with no wrinkles. And then I'm just going to take my little scissor and I'm just going to trim this off right here, like this. All of this then gets folded in like this. And then you put your little back in there, like this. And then you're going to put your pusher on top. And you push it in like this, and you just push it until you hear it click. And just like that. Look at this, guys. This is the coolest thing. So then you've got a button, a covered button. Look how beautiful that is. All right, so we're going to do one more because on our little pillow right here, we have one on the front and one on the back. And I'm going to show you how to sew that down. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do the same thing here. Make sure your right side of your fabric is to the outside. And actually, this is cool. So on this fabric right here, see how they have little motifs? You can actually make sure those little motifs show up just where you want, because you obviously don't have to use these fabrics. You can use any fabric that you want. All right, so we're going to push this in, push our button cover in. We're going to trim the edges off around here. You need enough to tuck in, but you don't need a ton. And you can use the pattern. You know me, I'm just like going with the flow and, you know, making it happen. All right, so we got this pushed in. Gonna look, make sure. So cute. We're gonna lay this fabric over the top, and then I'm gonna put my little cover in here, push down, and then I'm gonna put my pusher in and push down until it clicks all around. And now I have 2 buttons. How cool is that? Isn't that cool? Make sure the shank is on the outside. That's important. Otherwise, you'll have nothing to string your thread through. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull off, I don't know, a bit of thread here. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to double it like this. Double my thread, and then I'm going to double it again. So that when I go through that button, I'm not going back and forth through it a whole bunch of times. I'm going back and forth through it like maybe twice, and it will be 8 strands. So I've doubled this now, and it's 4 strands. And I'm going to get, I have one of these chenille needles right here. Chenille needles right here. And they have a big eye. And so I'm able to easily stick all this thread through the big eye, as long as it's right together. So now I have lots of thread. I actually have 8 strands now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie a knot in here, and I'm just going to roll it off and pull that knot. And then I'm going to go through my pillow right in the middle, and you can feel all the way through and make sure it comes out where you want it to. And then I am just going to put this through this shank right here. And then I'm going to take my string. And you can do this singly, you can do it one at a time, but I just like to do it, you know, I want to do it so that it's one and done, kind of. All right, so we're going to put this through this shank, like this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to find my knot right here, and I'm going to pull this back, and I'm going to just tie these 2 together and make a big knot like this. And then tie it in a knot. And I now have 8 pieces of thread holding my button, and I'm going to double knot it. And so just like that, we're done. And we've got a button on our cute pillow. How cute is that? I hope you enjoyed Day 3's project. Can't wait to show you some more.